and welcome to another Vlogmas video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. Have you been enjoying the slow fade out of my pink hair as Vlogmas has developed, like my hair's developed? Oh, almost just spilt my tea then. Oh, this has really thrown me, David, because we've turned this, David's mum made us a, I mean, you may well have seen it already. This is a table runner made out of Disney fabric, and it's got 4 different bits of Disney fabric on it, and you've turned the end round to the other end, but I mean, I like it. I love whatever end it's on, but yeah, it looks different. Let's put this back. Today isn't talk about table runners with Lauren Day. It is my currently reading video. Lovely cuppa there. David's just made that for me. So I've got 3 books that are currently on the go at the moment, 2 Christmassy books and 1 non-Christmassy book. However, the book is set in December, so it does sort of count. I will start with the audiobook that I'm listening to. I'm listening to Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. And this is the 2nd Agatha Christie I've ever read. I'm very much enjoying it. Do you want to hear the voice of the man? I've got it on 1.25 because I always listen on things a bit sped up.
Oh, I know, but it beats me why he should do it. Oh, but he can't throw any light on the matter. As for the peg, it's about the size of a cribbage peg, but they're usually made of ivory. This is just rough wood, whittled out of a bit of deal, I should say. What?
Interesting. And you are following a family who have all been sort of reunited for Christmas, and the head of that family, a chap called Mr. Lee. I've forgotten his bloody full name, his first name already. He has sort of like schemed to get his family all together. There's lots of sort of like family unhappiness going on. There's lots of like, it feels like that was David's phone, by the way, going off, not me having an idea. It sounded like that noise was me having an idea. Lots of like family drama going on, and there's people there that haven't seen each other for a long time, and there's people that haven't met before, and his like daughter's his granddaughter, who's his only grandchild, and blah blah blah, and he's got these rough diamonds that he keeps in a safe, and he showed them to his granddaughter, and then one night he is murdered, seemingly, in a room which is locked. Now Poirot, Hercule Poirot, has turned up and is interviewing all of them. So I'm at the point where everyone's getting interviewed. I've no fucking idea who did it. I absolutely have no idea. And I had no idea. The only other Agatha Christie book I've read is And Then There Were None. And I know I had no idea who'd done that throughout it as well. So, but I really enjoy it. And actually I enjoyed it so much that for my book club at work, we're going to read Murder on the Orient Express for January. Because I've just been enjoying, I enjoy it. I can't believe how old the books are and how new and relevant and fresh they feel. Like, I mean, I've only read 2, but both of them have felt really like they've been written recently. So yeah, very much enjoying that. Then I'll do the other Christmas book. I started reading today Rover Saves Christmas by Roddy Doyle. Look at this, David, you'd like this.
That's cute.
It's very funny.
Roddy Doyle?
He wrote The Commitments, and yeah, he's I mean, it's only a little thing, but yeah, this looks as though it follows 2 young lads called Jimmy and Robbie Mac. It's also following a couple of lizards who are in love with one another, and those lizards are called Heidi and Hans. Cute. So yeah, I'm not really sure where it's going, but Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts had mentioned that she really loved this, and I bought it second hand when I saw it, and yeah, I just think it's going to be really cute. So yeah, it's very, I sort of, if I'm being honest, I'd got to the end of the sort of Christmas books that I was interested in reading, and then I picked this up, and already, only a mere 26 pages in, I'm finding it really funny and really enjoyable, so very much looking forward to reading the rest of that. And then the last book is a book that I have been reading since the week I went away. I started reading this on the week I went away, and that is 5 Days of Fog by Anna Freeman. Now, this is a proof copy, so the front cover does look like this, but this has got a quote from the book in which says, "My mum always said a fistful of rings is as good as a knuckle duster." And I started reading this the week of my birthday. Now, you might have heard me mention this recently because I've just hauled The Fair Fight, which is another book by Anna Freeman, who she wrote that was her first book. This came out in November last year, and I've been meaning to read this because it's set in December over the 5 days of fog that happened. Starting on Thursday the 4th of December in 1952, and I sort of knew about this, where I get most of my British knowledge because I didn't learn anything in history at school, through The Crown. So there was an episode of The Crown in season 1, I think it was, wasn't it, David? The episode of The Crown with the fog, and I was like, oh, I've got a book about that, I definitely have to read it. And this follows a female gang who are prolific shoplifters in the area that they live in London, and there's a girl within the gang, Florrie, who is looking to leave the gang for a man who doesn't exist, who has nothing, who's no ties to this gang that they're in. They're called the I've forgotten what they're called. The Cutters. I thought it was the Cutters, but then I was also thinking, oh, is that what is in his Dark Materials? But they're called the Cutters, and yeah, I was absolutely really enjoying it, and then stopped reading it because I had all these Christmas books to read, and I picked it up and just read a couple of double pages last night, and I'm going to finish it off. I'm going to finish it off because although it is, I'd like to finish this by the end of the year, because I think this could be one of my favourite books of the year. I've really enjoyed it. It's very atmospheric and lots of women in it, and lots of sort of like gang politics and all scheming and things like that. So really enjoy it. I've seen a lot of sort of promo for this saying, oh, if you like Peaky Blinders, you'll like this, and I do genuinely think that's true. I think if you like Peaky Blinders, then you probably would like this, and yeah, it's just been enjoying it. So those are the 3 books that I'm reading at the moment. Let's have another bit of tea. Oh, lovely cup of tea. David and I are now off to the shop to go and buy him some Weetabix. David's still got a terrible toothache. I feel so awful for him. If anyone's following the ups and downs of David's toothache throughout Vlogmas, it's reached an all-time shitter today. But you did manage to get to the dentist. I keep saying tooth doctor. Did manage to get to the tooth doctor, and he's having his teeth out. He's having them out, but in a week's time. So he's got another week of pain, but they've given him some high dose painkillers. So if anyone has got any tips on how to deal with toothache, what have you tried so far? Cloves, we've tried that. We haven't been able to get hold of clove oil. But maybe I'll have a look in Holland and Barrett one day, David, and see if I can get you some in there. Haven't been able to get him any cloves oil, but he's tried cloves. He's on high dose painkillers, had a hot water bottle on his face. Last night was the first night in about 3 nights he actually managed to get any sleep. So that was brilliant news, because on top of having toothache, he wasn't sleeping, so he was just having a terrible time. But you slept quite well last night, didn't you? So yeah, and he's not hungry, but I've been forcing him to eat things like soup, Weetabix with loads of milk, pasta and sauce, because it's really soft. Oh, and beans. Beans with those little fake sausages that are just like sponge. That's the sort of diet that David's on, which is brilliant considering it's Christmas next week. So I don't know how I'm going to feed him Christmas dinner. But if anyone's got any tips for toothache, please let us know. But he's getting there, so yeah, you'll be all right. He's just sat on the sofa. I feel so bad for him because I can't do anything for him. I don't want him to be in pain. Yes, so anyway, that's it from me. Those are the books that I've been reading. Let me know what you've been reading in December, and I will see you all again soon for another Vlogmas video. Goodbye.